Hey everyone! Today I'm bringing you a quiet video, the kind you watch with a warm cup of tea or coffee between your hands. A little time to catch up, share a couple of stories, show you a lovely little idea I found on a shelf, and finishing by trying out a recipe inspired by a new friend I met thanks to this wild YouTube adventure. As you know, I'm in the middle of a big transition, so this video is a gentle pause, a way to stay connected while life moves fast behind the scenes. So, if you're up for it, let's step away from the noise of the world for a moment and enjoy a peaceful time together. Sound good? These days have been quite intense. You know, life has this way of stirring the waters just when you think they're finally calming down. But anyway, the shots you're seeing now were recorded at the same time as the last video about loneliness, but a lot of what happened didn't quite fit that topic, so I thought I'd share the real behind-the-scenes story with you here. So, first of all, I got lost. It had been raining non-stop for 2 weeks, so when I finally got back into the woods, the path was a slippery mess of mud and leaves. Still, I kept going. I was looking for a trail I knew would lead me to a nearby road, but I just couldn't find it. Then I realized the metaphor I was walking through, one that could easily reflect this very moment in life. I could turn back, that would be the smart thing, but I could also keep going and see where it leads, even if it feels uncertain, slippery, and downhill. Of course, I chose the second one. I slowly made my way down the slope until I heard the sound of the road I was looking for, and saw an open field ahead. The exit, I thought. But no. There was a fence. I decided to follow it through the trees until I found a little trail, clearly used by cows. If there's a cow path, there has to be a gate. And there was. Though it didn't look very well used. The bottom part of it was bent. Apparently, I wasn't the first to try leaving the through there, so I went with plan B, crawling under it. I emerged on the other side, covered in mud and leaves and thankful that nobody saw me. And just when I thought it was over, I saw a silhouette up ahead, standing still in the middle of the path. A rock, I thought. But as I got closer, the rock spread its huge wings and took off, and many others followed. Vultures. Suddenly, they were flying so close above me that I could see the wide undersides of their wings. I didn't feel in danger, but watched, as if they were evaluating if I had enough strength to keep going. Eventually, they decided it wasn't my time yet, and flew off towards the mountains. Call me crazy, but it felt symbolic. They say when a vulture appears, it's time to let something all die, something that no longer serves you, and to trust your own vision from above. Transformation, cleansing, change. But the story doesn't end here. The strangest part is that, as I told you before, I was filming the video about loneliness. And that's when I saw a lone cow. And that is not normal. Cows are always in groups, always, and they follow the same itinerary every day. But this one was on her own, walking the reverse route, calmly grazing like she had all the time in the world. She saw me, paused for a second as if assessing whether I was a threat. I felt as she really saw me also on the inside, Cows usually run away from humans they don't know. But she just kept going. She passed by me, totally chill. And I looked at her and thought, again, that it wasn't a coincidence. As if she were reminding me that sometimes solitude is an emptiness. It's sacred space. Lately, I haven't been drawing at all, and I realized something interesting. When I'm this stressed, drawing feels really hard, but writing doesn't. And I think that says a lot. Also, my Etsy shop has been completely on pause. I used to make and ship everything myself with so much love, but over the past few years, with taxes, customs, and shipping costs being higher than the actual products, it became pretty unsustainable. So I started thinking about turning my illustrations into print-on-demand products. As you know, this current tax war is making everyone rethink everything again. But what I do know is that I feel like creating something beautiful, maybe a small book. Something between text, illustration, and whatever else comes up, like a fanzine, but in my own style. I'm still not sure about the theme, but I've been dreaming about it for days. So, if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'd be so happy to hear your ideas. Oh, and wait, I wanted to share this with you. It's something I made when I was in Scotland, and I think it might help you too. I don't know if you saw the video I made at that magical castle. I came back from there with a sense of strength and self-trust I haven't felt in a long time. But I also knew tough times were coming. And I know myself, when things get messy, my self-esteem shrinks and imposter syndrome shows up like clockwork. So, during one of my walks around the town of Inverary, I went into this beautiful little art shop and bought 3 postcards. Back in my room at the castle, I wrote messages to myself, as if I were my own best friend. Each one carried a note of love and truth, and on the envelopes, I wrote when I should open them. One is for when I feel ugly, another for when I feel lost, and another for when I forget who I am. And honestly, they work. Would you like to try it? If you do, let me know how it goes. I love to hear about it. And now, to end this gentle little video, I'm going to try out a recipe from my friend Lisa, who I met thanks to this lovely YouTube adventure. I'll leave her channel in the description box. She baked it on the oven, but since I don't have one, I'll improvise with the air fryer. Let's see how it turns out. Oh, by the way, I've been a bit scatterbrained lately. A few days ago, I lost a bottle of spices for 2 weeks. Turns out I had put them in a trash bag drawer. And the other day, I tried to double tap a physical whiteboard to erase it, like it was an iPad. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Has something like that happened to you recently? Share your stories in the comments. I'm sure we'll have a good laugh together. So, Lisa's recipe, which I slightly modified with a bit of bacon, yes, I know, turned out delicious. But if you're making it in the air fryer, definitely soften the potatoes first. Boil them or use a steam case like leque before air frying, otherwise they'll stay hard no matter how long you cook them. Other than that, it's so good. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for joining me on this slightly chaotic, slightly tender, slightly clumsy Sunday, kind of like life itself. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit the like button, share it if you'd like, and tell me in the comments what resonated with you. Sending you a big warm hug, and I'll see you next Sunday. Goodbye.